Yeah.
It's recording here, right?
It's recording. We'll keep that in there. It's Friday the 13th in Sydney. Oh my God. Friday.
You need to be afraid, Mark.
Very afraid.
You need to be very afraid. And there's only one way in order to be able to get through this crisis right now. You need to learn about cannabis.
About dope.
Dope.
All right, tell me all about it.
Yeah, so one of the great new sectors of our capital market, which I don't think investors know very much about, is cannabis and hemp. We don't actually call it marijuana anymore. Cannabis is the scientific name of the plant. I certainly don't call it weed. No.
Right.
The thing about cannabis, which we've known about since antiquity, is there are wonderful therapeutic properties in the plant.
Flying high. It's one of the best properties.
Right. Now, medicinal cannabis is legal in most places in the world these days, and that's unlocked a whole new industry. And it's no surprise there's about 20 or 30 companies in the ASX whose business plans seriously involve developing new uses of medicinal cannabis. We want to increase investors' knowledge about that, so we're putting on the inaugural Pitt Street Research Cannabis and Hemp Conference.
Yeah. Tell them about our keynote speaker.
Yeah, so we tried to get Snoop Dogg or some other big proponent of cannabis. We settled for an even bigger rock star, Dr. Stuart Washer, one of the great biotech entrepreneurs our country has produced in the last 20 years. Has been a strong proponent of medicinal cannabis now for some time. Anytime there's a biotech company doing some good things, Stuart Washer is either a chairman or a director.
Right.
But a lot of his own personal effort's been put into developing new cannabis ventures. He's the chairman of one that just went public called Emerald Clinics, which is specialist clinics for supplying cannabis-based medicines. Right. He's our keynote.
So when is this on? We're doing both Sydney and
Melbourne,
Sydney
right? And Melbourne. First time in Melbourne, so Melburnians pay attention. We'll be down there. 24th of March in Sydney, 26th in Melbourne at the offices of our friends at Baker & McKenzie. And thank you, Baker & McKenzie, for once again partnering with us on this event.
Yep.
One of the great commercial law firms down under.
So people that want to attend, shoot us an email. Or just have a look at our website and sign up.
Yeah, you'll learn about some great companies involved in the emerging field of cannabis and hemp. Okay, so Mark, in the meantime, the whole world seems to be coming to an end. Now, you know what they say: if the world's coming to an end tomorrow, then buy today because tomorrow you're not going to have to settle your accounts.
Yeah,
these opportunities come along fairly frequently. In our careers, we've seen at least 3 of them, right?
Yeah, about every 10 years we see this. So I remember SARS vividly, of course, 9/11. And before that in 97, 98.
Right. So,
yeah, it happens every 5 to 10 years. There's something like this. But if you look at it, Wall Street is down, or the Dow is down only 7.5% compared to 12 months ago. So everything is relative, despite the pain that investors are feeling right now.
Yeah.
We're 7% down from last year, which is, in the bigger scheme of things, is nothing. So, yeah, look, apart from all the tragedy with people that are getting sick, people dying, the market is, proven to be irrational at times like these sometimes, overshooting to the downside.
Right.
And so just looking at CSL, for instance, it's down $50 or $60 from the all-time high just a couple of weeks ago, right? So it presents opportunities, even though it's sometimes hard to talk about when people are getting sick, etc. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity out there.
Now, it might not be the end of the selling right now. It feels to me like this crisis has some way to go. Where given American government bringing in travel bans on people from Europe, for example, albeit temporary. Yeah. But at some point in time, we're going to see peak maximum irrationality. Look, my big thing is always look out for people who expect that it'll never recover. Wait till the talk gets that negative, and then start buying.
When the blood's running in the streets.
Well, and in CSL case, you've got a defensive business, right? That company has been growing hand over fist for years, just because the medical system keeps on finding new ways of using the plasma products that they produce. That ain't going to go away anytime soon. Populations around the world are aging, and needing more of this kind of product in that environment. That's one of the more defensive plays I think we can. The hospital operators are going to do well coming out of this, I suspect.
Maybe local Australian agricultural companies producing locally. So when food and fresh fruits and veg are not being imported for travel restrictions, that's when the local players can shine, basically.
Right, and possibly the grocery companies like Coles and Woolworths, for example, as well. Obviously, they've been the focus of a lot of the panic buying and so forth.
Yeah.
If they don't turn that.
What's up with buying toilet paper? In what zombie movie do people buy toilet paper and not guns and water and food?
Well, yeah, that's right. So I mean, that shows you that the population is behaving irrationally. Now, in the investor class, we're not too much different. We just get irrational about different things. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye out. Yeah. This could be the once in a generation opportunity.
So, and sort of looking at that, and the next question investors would have is, okay, so where do you go from here, right? So what could you do to actually start building a portfolio during times of crises?
I think you need to subscribe to Stocks Down Under.
That's it.
Right.
Listen carefully.
Yeah. So
said it.
What we've been doing in Stocks Down Under is bringing our subscribers on average 3 ideas a day, 4 times a week. As we've been going through this bear market, we've been talking a lot about some big, well-capitalized names in a number of sectors. In many cases, we're putting 2-star ratings on those stocks. We're expecting them to go down, but they're very good businesses. So at the right time, they'll turn quite nicely.
Yeah. Case in point, Altium, for instance.
Right.
We wrote about that last week.
Tell us why we should be looking to think about buying that one.
It's been getting hit because of Corona, especially, and a few sort of minor issues that we won't go into now. But stock was hit hard, and then Corona sort of gave it another smack in the face. But that's a brilliant business. Right. We wouldn't buy it right now because of what's happening in the markets, but that would be one of the companies that we would pick up. When things start to, when it seems that things might be bottoming out, at valuations that are much more attractive.
Right. Okay. So the beer we're drinking today, Mark, the best craft beer in Sydney comes from Merrickville. This is from the Source Brewing Company, another Merrickville player in inner city Sydney. And this is their American IPA extra hopped up 6.2% beer. Sounds promising when you read it. Nothing like a good IPA with a decent alcohol content.
Yeah, it's all right.
Frankly, I was a little disappointed. Whatever piney aromas they're getting out of some of the American hops they use, it smells like cleaning fluid. What is the same sort of pine stuff you put in a cleaning fluid?
Comes in handy with Corona. Let's assume there's no Corona in this.
Right. So I think they need to pick hops that give you a more unusual taste profile.
Yeah. All right. Well,
but it's beer.
That's good. So how many stars for this one?
I give it 2 stars for that
2
one.
2 stars. Right. Okay.
But it's beer, so I'm still drinking it. Yeah.
On that note, you'll drink anything.
Okay.
Yellow.
So if we're still alive, if we're still alive in 2 weeks' time, we'll see you then.
All right. Cheers.